I have been in court for the past 2 years, and thank God it is right at the end now. So let's dive into it. I bought a commercial property by the main road, and I was trying to build a mini mall. That was the main reason why I actually came to Ghana. I had this grand vision, and I didn't want to get into trouble, so I ended up buying a car wash, and I ended up encountering some issues. Right, I did everything that you could possibly do by the book. This is not knowing what you're doing. I did everything by the book with a lawyer, got a title, transferred to my name and all that. And I still ended up in court because somebody was basically trying to extort money from me. I am going to open up a lot once this case is finalized, but we are at the end now. What do I mean by we are at the end? So basically, I'm going to walk you through the court process and what we can expect next month, right? I cannot wait to finally operate a car wash. It's been a dream of mine to operate a boring business. I love boring businesses, right? Nothing that's fancy, no technology, nothing. Simple stuff, laundry mat, barbershop, all that stuff that we need every day. We don't respect it, but there's money to be made, right? That's why I targeted a car wash, shops and all that stuff. Just petty stuff that we need from day to day. I had this grand vision that I'm going to open a car wash in Ghana, all over Ghana actually. Update, I have another car wash coming aside from this one. So God willing, by 2025, you guys are going to see me with 2 car washes operating and counting, right? What do I mean by the case is over? So basically, when somebody files, the case against you, we got to go through our proceedings and all that stuff, right? We got to file addresses, witnesses and all that stuff. Now, we've been through all of that, right? The first thing was the person was, asking for an injunction on my land, right? That was the first thing to stop me from working. So he was pleading for, and it was given to him. Unfortunately, that stopped me from operating my business. I was about to start operation in 2 days, and a stop was put to it. Now, this was very difficult for me to swallow. In that long 2 years of waiting was May 2022 when this person took me to court. So it's been a little bit over 2 years, and I was stuck with what should I do with my life. And thank God I have created multiple businesses past 2 years, and I'm doing extremely well for myself in Ghana, right? So in a way, this case happened for me, not to me, right? So it was actually a blessing in disguise. In the beginning when it happened, I didn't understand. I'm like, why would God do this to me, right? But, it has opened many doors. Some of it is directly linked to this situation, and some of it is because I had to think outside the box, right? If I'm going to make it in Ghana, I had to think outside the box. I shouldn't let this case, bug me down. I need to think outside the box, and that's exactly what I did, and I came up on top. Now, I'm about to have my land back, along all the business that I've created, big projects like Acadian City, a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I got my PhD in land because of this. Been through the court process. I've read a lot of stuff. I got to understand a lot of stuff, right? So I got my PhD, right? When I read the court documents, when I read land documents, everything that included now, I know it. And I've used that knowledge to help a lot of people acquire land as well in Ghana. This was actually a blessing, right? So a lot of people are asking me, Rush, what are the people who sold you the land? They are well and alive. I'm actually very fine with them because they had nothing to do with it. They sold me genuine land. They gave me a title. I transferred the title to my name. They moved out. They did nothing wrong. It's just quite unfortunate that somebody wanted to extort me, and they weren't that powerful, right? And they had to go to where it went. So a lot of people, when they are faced with adversity, they start blaming other people, right? They will be heavily blaming the people who sold the land, and most people will run and go get their money. That would be a deadly mistake, because the land that I bought by the main road, there's a reason why I bought it, right? That road is gonna be Spintex like in the next 5 to 10 years, right? It's gonna be like Spintex. So why would I back out? It's been 2 years. I'm gonna get this land back and just move on, right? I got a title. I knew this was an extortion attempt, but some of us let our emotions get the best of us, and you will be harassing the sellers and try to get your money back. To me, I put myself in other people's shoes. It's not just about, oh, I'm right, I'm a customer, blah blah. A lot of people think that way, but that doesn't really serve you well in entrepreneurship, and especially in Ghana, right? I just was thinking from a logical perspective. These people were there to help me out along the way. Whatever I needed them for, they were there, right? As a matter of fact, the person who sold me the land even testified, right? They've been there for everything that I need, right? They answer all my questions. They give me everything that they needed to give me. They did nothing wrong. So why should I be penalizing them when they already spent the money, put them through this hardship? But that's exactly what some people would have done. But God, knowing that I'm very reasonable, right? And he blessed me in this past 2 years of this, mental agony that this guy took me through. The first year was terrible, right? Like going through this. But the past year, I don't even think about this land. right? I literally don't think about this land, but we are here at the end. What do I mean by we are here at the end, right? After they gave him the injunction, we had to all file our witness statements and all that stuff, and then the trial began. So I was questioned. The person who sold me the land was questioned. He was questioned. His witness was questioned. All of that has been summarized, and right now we are done with the case. It's up to the judge to decide, and that's going to be in July. I'm not going to let you guys know the exact date because it's not good, but you could expect for me to, give you guys some update as to how the case went by the end of July. But I'm very positive, very sure that this case can only go one way. Like, it can legally only go one way. So, once that's done, there's a couple of things that we have to do for me to go back on the land, file an entry of judgment and all that stuff, right? So I got to do all of that stuff. I was already in possession, move the injunction, all that stuff. And I'll be back on the land in this year, right? God willing, I'll be back on the land in this year. And hopefully, get a car wash going first. Let you guys see, hey, the guy, I fought for my land. I got it back. When I get back on the land, it's going to be an exciting video, right? And I'm going to appreciate that business so much more because of all this adversity and the stress that I've been through. And right, this was my PhD, 2 years of learning hardcore on land in Ghana, how to actually do things. So this was a blessing in disguise. By the end of July, you guys going to hear from me. I'm gonna, be standing on the land. Hopefully, if I can, I'll give you guys an update, but I cannot wait to go on the land, guys, and, get the ball rolling. I am also, planning on, starting another car wash, like about 10 kilometers from where my car wash is right now. So we could be looking forward to that amongst other stuff that, I have in the pipeline. So what I want to tell you right now is Ghana, most of the time when you want to do something, you have to fight for it. Right, it's not gonna come easy for the most part when you are dealing with especially real estate, right? Find a contractor to build for you, or buying land. Sometimes it comes with a lot of struggles, right? You might be lucky, you find good people like us, and we do for you, no problem, no hassle, nobody try to steal from you. They find your battles for you, right? When we're building for somebody, we don't even call them for land gas coming and all that. We handle all of that. This video is brought to you by Arcadian Limited. Arcadian Limited is a company that I co-founded in Ghana. If you want your solar systems installed, if you want to buy land, if you want to design your house, if you need somebody to build for you, or you're already building and you want somebody to take over the building, we also provide a service of customized furniture. So if you want anything wood, you see the bookshelf behind me, all of that, we got you. It's customized. Whatever you want, you just gotta let us know what you want. We'll design it for you. If you have an example, we will do it for you. Look no further by Arcadian Limited. The link is in the description below. Reach out to us and we can talk. So what I'm trying to tell you is, well, we are used to it. Like, our mental muscle is really strong now, right? To take on all the stress that comes with developing, right? We develop all over Ghana and it's always dealing with these people, right? We know how to deal with the land gas. We know how to deal with the harassment. We know how to, let them back off. We know how to go about things, right? And all of this is because of, just skin in the game, being on the ground for some time, and also my experience, right? Like, when you want to bring a judgment or you want to go this way, go that way, I got my PhD in land in Ghana, right? I am well versed in this arena, and I strongly think if I didn't go through the court system, it would be hard for me to be as knowledgeable with this land matters. It's not going to happen unless you're a lawyer who went to law school, and even them, they have to practice, right? So just being through this, asking a lot of questions to my lawyers, going through being on the ground, I read everything that my lawyers do. I ask a lot of questions, and also being on the ground and doing the land business, I've learned a lot about land. So believe it or not, I want to give a special thank you to this guy who took me to court. As malicious as he was a blessing to me that I didn't, see when it happened, but he was absolutely a blessing. But nonetheless, I do have to let him pay for the damages that he's caused me, the pain. I do have to let him pay, and that's going to be the next challenge. When this case is over, I have to, try to get my money back, try to find ways to let him pay for the damages, right? So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to see the damages that this guy caused. He stopped my business. So we are looking at a lot of money. Hopefully, my case is finally over. I'm done with court. It's up to the judge to make a decision in July. So like I said, I'm not going to give you guys the exact date, but by the end of July, you guys should hear something from me with regards to my land, whether I won or not. And like, we already know what the answer is going to be, right? So if you've not subscribed to the channel already, I'm doing a lot of things in Ghana, especially in the real estate business. I'm sharing a lot of my stories here, the struggles, the failures, and the success, unfiltered. I really do not take it personal at all when I fail or win. And I learn from my failures, and I try to learn my lessons from everything, right? The good and the bad, right? When things are good, I'm looking at how things can go bad. And when things are bad, I'm looking at how things can go well, right? So that is what it takes down here, right? You can't be cocky trying to get everything right, try to be like a perfect person. I'm not. I make mistakes and things happen, right? I'm not gonna hide that from you guys, right? When something scary like my land situation happened, I know I'm selling land to a lot of people. Somebody will not talk to you about him having land issues, right? But me talking about my land issues, exactly why people trust me, right? So I had one land issue, but I've went on to purchase more than 10 plus for myself, right? After that, the past 2 years, right? So I've had land issues, but I've went on to, purchase a lot of plots for myself, right? And other people, right? So this happening to me was actually a blessing, and I love to share what happened so people can learn from it, right? And the key takeaway for me with this land is everything was perfect with the land, right? I bought the land with a title. People living on the land for 22 years, right? The people sold it to me. And it's only when I started working that this person came try to cause issues. So it's not a matter of you being scammed, you buying the wrong land. That wasn't the case at all. It was an extortionist that show up and try to cause issues, trying to get something for you. It can happen to anybody and everybody in Ghana. So my advice to people from this, the key takeaway from this is when you buy land, try to title land as soon as possible. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so. Like the video as it helps with the algorithm, and comment, let me know what you think. And until the next time, my friends, be legendary. Peace.